Apathy, change, and taking a stand. There are those that have come to perceive our various situations in the world as hopeless. There are also others that believe that they cannot possibly affect the changes that are needed, and thus they simply succumb to the situations. Along with this train of thought, there are also yet others that may feel overwhelmed to the point of numbness or denial of the circumstances or situations. They may simply not want to deal with it by ignoring or denying these situations out of some sort of coping mechanism. They may refuse to see these changes or uncertainty. What do you do when there are occurrences or circumstances in the world that may appear beyond your control or even influence? What do you do when it is believed that there are situations that we are helpless against or helpless in changing the course of? These events and issues in the world may appear beyond our control or even influence. The magnitude of our current personal problems in the world can be overwhelming to the point of blocking many external issues in the world out of our minds. Not to mention, the external concerns and problems of the world are often obviously overshadowed in our current lives by our own current daily concerns and struggles. But in the magnitude of our daily concerns and struggles, we can forget that many of those current concerns and struggles in the world are in fact often symptoms, an indirect result of, and at minimum exacerbated by the external problems in the world outside of our daily lives. We must not forget, whether external or internal, we do have an effect. We have an effect. Sometimes, when you are too close to a situation, you do not see the outward consequences of your actions. Moving a rock in a flow of water, up close you may only see a small amount of water diverted. You cannot see the way the new flow of water has an effect on the rest. To help contribute to guide the river of the future, please consider a like, subscribe to this channel, or a donation to my PayPal or Patreon page, and especially a posted review for one of my many free ebooks. You know, there are times when I myself could go through the entire day without saying a word. At those times, I do not know if it's just that I have given up on the world or I have nothing more to say at the moment. Maybe I am just tired. Maybe I am just tired of trying and think that there is no longer hope. Maybe I ponder if there is not enough hope in the world and I am just wasting my time in continuing. Or again, I have simply run out of things to say and I cannot say anything anymore. I ask myself, do I really help? Does anyone? Will anyone ever know for sure if I contributed? Will anyone ever remember? To these questions, my answer is in my ebook, Taking Action for a Better Tomorrow. If we try nothing, nothing changes. Saying that nothing is going to change and then doing nothing is a cop-out. I believe we must not think of our actions as being significant or insignificant. We must think of them as a matter of responsibility. A link is provided for Chapter 1 at the end of this video, or consider visiting one of the many sites where the ebook is free. Apathy is a vicious cycle, and once drawn into it, it is difficult to break. In this, I sometimes wonder how many people feel cheated to the point that they simply feel that it is not worth the effort to create anymore. How many people sometimes hide their true feelings out of common courtesy or deception? Or how many opportunities have we missed through our own pride or guardedness? I believe the first step is the hardest but most necessary step to take in breaking the cycle of apathy. But, on the other hand, when we see the apathy conveyed by others, are we concerned by the fear for others, or is it how their apathy will affect us? When we confront others for their apathy, do we truly fear for them when the situation seems to be minimally applicable? Where is truly that line for concern for them and concern for us? Also, when confronting apathy in others, what or where is the line between promoting or condoning apathy and intrusion? What do you do when many observations and conclusions seem so obvious to you, but are unbelieved by others or appear to be beyond your knowledge? If even by chance that it does affect us more, it will eventually come back to them in some way. We are not alone in our actions, but also our inactions as well. There are consequences to both actions and inactions. I believe words and actions must follow each other, but it is so much easier to think or talk about telling someone something rather than doing it. This is the first step that must be overcome. We must overcome ourselves. Doing something will not always do something, but doing nothing will do nothing. You may not be able to stand up all of the time, but you have to stand up some of the time. You must show people that it can be done. Let's take it back before someone else does. While we still can, let's give it back before someone else does. But whatever action we take, I believe we must remember what I said in my ebook, Taking Action for a Better Tomorrow. In sight of the goal, we must not sacrifice what we are fighting to accomplish. In doing this, we cannot afford to forget that when a cause becomes forgotten in the movement, the cause is lost. We cannot afford to sacrifice what we have sworn to protect in order to save it. And again, what I would like and need from you to help me is a like, subscription to my channel, or a donation to my PayPal or Patreon page. And thank you again for your time. I hope you found this interesting or informative.